filter. To run the backpack system is quite simple. On the control panel, you're going to see two power selections. One power selection for internal power and one for external. The system is a DC system. It will run off of this battery. When you are running internally, you're only running off of the battery. If I have it down on the internal button, I have a power button that I would turn on. When I turn the power button on, I have a button to the right of it which has three controls underneath it. The first one is for UV. If you hit the button once, it will turn the UV bulb on and the green light will begin flashing. The UV bulb needs 2 minutes to warm up to the level where it will kill bacteria and viruses. That light will flash for the 2 minutes. When it stops flashing, you are ready to turn the system on or to actually use the water that is produced. For expediency, I'm going to go and hit the same button again the second time, which is to turn on the pump. The pump now is going to ramp up and we're going to see the volume in this screen here as to how much water is coming through per minute. In this instance, a backpack is geared to run at approximately 1 gallon per minute. We'll actually run a tad more than that. But in the beginning, it's going to ramp up a little bit higher, and then it's going to ramp itself down. Right now, it is operating at 1.6 gallons per minute. You'll see that once the system is fully operational, you're running at about 1.1. The green light is still flashing, and at that point, you still don't have your UV up to the level that it needs to be. Other things that are in the system, and we're waiting for that to ramp up, is we have a charger connection for a battery charger. So you would hook this up to your batteries, and then you would hook this up to this power connection on the front of the unit. That will charge the battery. You have solar panels. The solar panels have connections, and those connections will connect up to the battery charger. On the back side, there are 2 connections, and that will charge the battery. So that's a trickle charge system, so that you have, in effect, if you have no other power coming in. You also have an external power converter. This power converter, you can connect 110 or 220 power. Again, it'll go in here, and you will then switch your power selection to external, and you could be running off of a generator or external power. And we would then convert that internally to a DC system. All of your instructions are also printed on the outside of the backpack. If you'll notice now, the UV lamp has gone solid green. That means it is up to speed, and you are ready at this point to you can drink the water that will be processing through it. This particular moment, the water is actually processing at 1 gallon a minute. You'll notice over on this side is a backpack, and that's what the unit will sit into when you're going to carry, and all of your supplies will be carried with it. Your hose system, you've got an intake, which is clearly marked, and an output hose, which is clearly marked. You want to make sure that your hose input and your pre-screener are not sitting there in the mud, in the water, so someone needs to make sure that it's sitting in a clear area of the water to prevent clogging too quickly. The worst thing that'll happen is you'll clog up the system. The system will slow down and you'll say, it's not going. Now, if the system clogs up too much, the computer will ramp it down, and if you haven't cleared it up, it'll turn the system off so we don't burn up the pump. If your UV lamp goes out, you've got to be able to kill bacteria and viruses. If your UV lamp goes out, the computer will automatically turn off the machine. And at that point, you will change your UV bulb and lamp if that went out. Normally, when somebody does a halo drop from 33,000 feet, the UV bulb is protected where it should not break, but you'll usually carry an extra with you in a container so that it's available should anything happen. Otherwise, the system will now provide you the purest water in the world. You could take this system where we had flooding in Louisiana a few years ago with Hurricane Katrina. There was sewer water in the streets with dead bodies. I could take this input hose, put it next to a dead body with that sewer water, and 90 seconds later, I'm going to give you better water than an Evian bottle, better water than you've ever purchased in any restaurant or supermarket in the world. This is the global backpack system. Thank you.